Honestly, it just angers me so much to see this kind of thing, especially on like a mainstream TV like that. Hey guys, what's going on? Sam Bosworth here. I wasn't expecting to be making another video about disability quite as soon as this, but those of you in the community probably know something that's happened lately with Dr. Phil, and I really want to talk about it, so let's get into it. So, for those of you not aware, Dr. Phil, he is I guess a talk show host. He bills himself as a psychologist. So he recently had a couple on his show where the guy was in a wheelchair and disabled and the girl was his caregiver and girlfriend, and he said to them that 100 out of 100 times a relationship where caregiving is involved will fail. I'm going to show you a little clip of it right now.
You're going to need to make a choice for me, and you're going to need to make it today. You can be his caregiver or you can be his lover. You can't be both. If she remains your caregiver, she won't be your girlfriend. This won't work. It won't kind of not work. It won't work. 100 out of 100 times this won't work.
Honestly, it just angers me so much to see this kind of thing, especially on like a mainstream TV like that. It is just so incredibly damaging for the disabled community to see someone talking in the way they did. I want to break down some of the things he said and sort of explain why I think that's wrong as well. So basically, I just want to quickly talk about my personal experience, and then I'll break down what he said and apply it to sort of what I've been through in my experience with relationships. So for those of you that may not know, I have Charcot-Marie tooth disease. It is a disability that is a form of peripheral neuropathy. I'm not going to go into great depth as to what it involves right now. There is a full video on my channel if you're interested. Actually, it's up here. I checked. It's going to be up here. Probably not, I don't know. But basically, I'm in a wheelchair a lot of the time. I use crutches. I can't walk particularly well. I'm in a lot of pain. I take heavy painkillers. That's about the sums up of it. My girlfriend, who I've been with for 6 years, cares for me pretty much full time. She works part time to support us both, but then when she isn't working, she cares for me. I struggle with a lot of things. I struggle to shower, I struggle to dress myself on particularly bad days, I can't make my own food, my hands are useless. So, you know, she cares for me a lot, and I've been in a caregiving relationship for 6 years without any real troubles. So let's break down what he said. One of the first things he said to this woman is, you can be a lover or a caretaker and not both. And to that I say, complete bullshit. Ali has been with me for 6 years. She's known about my disability from the start. I have a degenerative disability, and in the past 3 years it's gotten to the point where I can't really do anything for myself and she has to help me a hell of a lot. I'm not going to deny that there aren't frustrations, that there aren't stresses. He did say, you know, you'll get frustrated. Absolutely. I imagine there is a lot of that for a carer. But I think, you know, if you truly love the person, you can absolutely get through it. He also went on to, I think more than once, say that it is a burden on the relationship, that the guy is a burden to his girlfriend. Incredibly damaging and really not true. If they are in love and they've been together for a period of time, if they're living together, whatever, then you are not a burden as a disabled person to your partner. The funny thing is, I just did a video on dating with disability literally the day this happened, but prior to it happening, and I talked about a lot of this. And he has pretty much just gone on that show, obviously not in response to my video, I'm a nobody, but he has gone on that show and just ripped into disabled relationships, and it is just absolutely ridiculous. Not only was his language on the show incredibly manipulative in the way that he effectively got the girl to say things you could see she wasn't really comfortable saying. She couldn't look at her boyfriend to say these things. He was making her say them. Like, he even used the term taskmaster to try and make it seem even more intense and terrible than the reality of it actually is. And then towards the end, he says, you know, you're not skilled for that either. You shouldn't be doing this anyway. You are not skilled to be the carer. And while I guess there may be a degree of truth in that, I would always rather have a partner who is not completely skilled in being a caregiver, who I can then teach how to look after me to my needs, than have a stranger who may well be, you know, fully trained in being a carer come into my house and have to care for me intimately when that probably wouldn't be that comfortable for me, when I have a partner who is perfectly happy to do that and isn't, you know, particularly stressed or burdened by any of it. So I just really wanted to make this video to talk about that, because it's angered me to no end, and it hasn't just angered me, it's angered the entire disabled community. So if you go on Instagram right now or Twitter, there are hundreds, probably thousands of InterDisabled couples. That's where one member of the couple is disabled, in a wheelchair, whatever, and one member isn't. And they are posting on these hashtags that are hashtag ableds are weird and hashtags 100 out of 100. And they're showing their relationships, they're talking about how long they've been together, completely proving Dr. Phil wrong. And I just want to say, if you go on Dr. Phil's wiki, you can see numerous times he's been called out ethically for the things he talks about, the things he tries to teach. He doesn't have a license to practice psychology anymore. He shouldn't have a TV show to preach this stuff. It's incredibly damaging, not just about disability. I've checked out a lot of the stuff he talks about, and a lot of it is complete shit. He should not be given a platform for his views, especially when it is so damaging to communities like disability and stuff like that. Finally, I just want to say how damaging this is to the disabled community in the way that he spoke to abled people. The way he spoke suggests that disabled people don't really deserve a partner, because in any relationship, disabled or otherwise, there is going to be a caretaker element if that person becomes ill, or just generally you care for your partner, you look after them throughout your relationship. And to say that a relationship for a disabled person cannot involve caretaking with their partner is just ridiculous, and it's going to suggest to abled people, it's going to put in the back of their mind, maybe even subconsciously, that they aren't going to want to be with a disabled person because it's going to involve caretaking. And when you go into a relationship, maybe that's not what you want to think about, but as I said in my dating with a disability video, if you get into a relationship with a disabled person somewhere down the line, especially if you end up living together, the chances are you're going to have a care element to that relationship. And if you love the person and you're in a loving, honest relationship, I honestly do not think it matters one bit. You won't find it to be a burden. Ali and I have been together for 6 years with no issues on the caretaker front. She hasn't cared. There are definitely frustrations, there is definitely stress here or there, but overall, if you're in a loving relationship, it doesn't matter. So I think that pretty much sums up what I'm trying to say. You can see I'm pretty worked up on the subject. I didn't want to make a hugely long video, I just really wanted to call out what he was saying, give you guys my stance on it. I would love to hear what you think of it. I'll put a link in the description to the full clip so you can see everything he said if you want to check it out for yourself. But I'd love to know what you think of it in the comments. I'd love to know what you think of what I've said. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, I want to hear about it. If you want to talk to me about it, feel free to check out my social media. It's all in the description down below. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, etc. It'll also be in the end card of this video. I'd love to hear what you think. Feel free to DM me and let me know. But anyway guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Like I say, I've been worked up about this and just really wanted to talk about it. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to hit the like button, it'll help way more people see this video. Maybe even let Dr. Phil see what an asshole he is. You can also subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Click the little bell if you want a notification every time I post. I'm starting to post a lot more disability related videos. Thanks so much for watching again guys. Bye!